now, let's move on. There's better things out there. Mike Sarraille, retired U.S. Navy SEAL, host of Season 2 of The Unsung of Arlington on Fox Nation. Mike Sarraille, it is good to see you again, sir. And, of course, God bless you for all your service to this country. Just as a thought here, you heard us talking politics about my concerns about all the anti-Semitism. In the military, you know, and you're a distinguished veteran in the military, do you see this kind of, hatred of Jewish groups or even other groups? I mean, can you give us just a little context on that before we dive back into Iran?
Well, we used to have a saying, Larry, that we were all equally worthless in the eyes of Uncle Sam. So no one talked about, religion, sex. We accepted the people to our left and to the right, regardless of their sexual orientation, their creed. No, it was a band of sisters and brothers. That wasn't a concern. As long as you had a purpose of defending this nation, you were beloved by the team. And so I would love to see a little more of that military culture bleed into the unity of our civilian counterparts, which is completely lacking at this time. And it's sad to see my hometown, San Francisco, moving in the same direction as the Seattles and the New Yorks and Chicagos of our great nation.
Well, what a great thought, Mike. Really, what a great thought. God bless the military and all that. So now, Mr. Trump, of course, is always under attack. There's a lot of hand-wringing about his diplomacy. But he's saying, as you get your take on this, how it sounds to you, again, as a distinguished military man, former SEAL. I mean, he's saying, look, first of all, the strait is open. There are not going to be any tolls, no matter what some IRGC people. They're like Baghdad Bobs over there. You never know what they're going to say, and you can't believe them. There are not going to be any tolls. Any humanitarian money that gets to Iran is going to be controlled by the U.S. Treasury. They've got a whole banking corridor escrow account with the Central Bank of Qatar. So it's going to go to agriculture, farming, medicines, maybe help the civilians in Iran. He's saying there will be inspectors, the IEA, but also there'll be American inspectors at the right time. He calls it nuclear honesty. Now, I know, this is not an official document. Okay, I get that. This is a political document. It's unresolved. This has no force of law. It's just a bunch of talking points. But right now, we're into it for a week or two. Meanwhile, the world's oil supply is picking up and the prices are coming down for the economy. What do you make of this whole story? People were beating up on Trump left and right, although his polls seem to be improving. But what does Mike Sarraille think?
Well, I think people need to ask the fundamental question. Are things better now than they were prior to the first strikes on Iran? And the unequivocal answer is yes. And people can't realize that. Hey, we didn't defeat or bring down the Soviet Union in one campaign or one operation. It took time. And I think Trump has really set the conditions for the eventual fall of the IRGC. Hey, Treasury oversight is better than trust. We're going to have visibility on how the unreleased funds or any capital they receive is spent to ensure that they're not funding proxies, they're not rebuilding their military. That's a positive. No other deal had that. But with the Hormuz, we're seeing 4.8 million barrels go through per day. That's still below the 15 million prior to this war. I know in Trump's eyes, he's thinking, I want to go above 15 million. And ultimately, we know markets don't trade, or they trade on confidence, not necessarily promises. With time and each subsequent day, we're going to see things. But ultimately, what people are missing as well is the confidence is key, because we need commercial insurers to reduce the premiums, which will have a massive impact on the market. So overall, he's done something that no other president was able to do, and he will never get the credit from the left, but history will paint him in a beautiful light.
One other thought that I've had as a non-military man, although I sat on National Security Council for many years, but here's the thing. Iran right now, as you just noted, really, Iran right now is not a threat. They're on their knees. We have destroyed them. Their nuclear capability, their economy, their industrial base, their military services. I don't know how long that'll last, but it's going to last a while. They've been destroyed. This is the time, if you're ever going to have some diplomacy, to perhaps reopen the door to negotiating that will end the nukes and bring them into the into the world of the other nations. Now's the time to do it. They're not a threat. Why not take a chance on it?
I think it'll be multiplied by an Abraham's Accord 2.0, which further confines and isolates Iran. If we can get the Gulf partners to work with Israel, if we can turn that into a hotbed of an economy, de-risk foreign corporate investment, the Middle East looks different. And that is thanks to Donald J. Trump. He had the courage to do what no president for the past few decades have done. And again, we are in a better position regardless of what legacy media reports or how they want to tear this deal down.
Well said, Mike Sarraille, retired Navy SEAL, great patriot. Well said. I mean, I just, give it a chance. Give peace a chance because we've destroyed their capabilities. You're terrific, my friend. Thank you ever so much.